every student in high school is lonely. They all are, especially the ones who hang out with popular groups. That is such a cry of desperation, to actually hang out with the mean girls in junior high. That means you have surrendered your soul to the devil. But then it came time, we actually were putting in place, we were trying to sell Ender's Game as a movie. Now I had a production company that I was working with, same guy who did Rocky and Raging Bull. I mean, I had good company, but they didn't have money. In Hollywood, the producers have no money. It's the studios with money. So you get involved with the producer in order to have help developing the script so that you can then get the money by selling to the studio. So I was writing draft after draft of the screenplay of Ender's Game. And every draft, people who had read the book would read it and go, this is good, this is good. But people who had not read the book would come back and say, I don't get what it's all about, what the hoopla is all about. So what, who cares? Because Ender Wiggin was not in my scripts. He was in the book, but he wasn't in the adaptation. And, you know, I wrote the book. It was the same guy. He should have been there, and he didn't show up. So we tried the script that was Ender versus Graff and the teachers. Then there was the one that was concentrating on Ender versus the Formics. That one was a pretty good one. Kind of a horror film version, but still, Ender wasn't there. Then Richard LaGravenese, who wrote Fisher King and many other things, was involved with the project for a short time. But his wife picked up Ender's Shadow when it came out and said, this is it, this is how the script should be written. Because Ender and Bean can make it a buddy film. Tried that. Ender still wasn't in it. It was by far the best script so far, but Ender still wasn't in it. It still didn't have that emotional impact. Now, other things had gone on. For example, fairly early in Ender's Game's life, Captain John Schmidt, who was an instructor at the Marine University at Quantico, he's also the guy who wrote the book of Marine military doctrine. A thin book, because they were trying to make it readable by people who didn't have a lot of time to read, like Marines. And he wrote that book. He was the guy on strategy. And I got a letter from him telling me that he was using Ender's Game, and I thought, you're not developing space tactics, are you? And he said, no. Of course, if we ever have soldiers in space, you know they'll be U.S. Marines. Okay, that's just, but nevertheless, he was teaching leadership principles from Ender's Game. And I actually went to one of his classes and saw what he was doing. And he was doing some wonderful things. But that was before I wrote any of these scripts. And I still haven't translated that into anything that would help me. For one thing, we didn't want to sell the movie just to Marines. So, and then finally, when it was already heading toward production, it had a director who had decided he was going to write his own script, which I didn't understand yet meant that he would never look at any script I wrote. That I would have zero influence from this. As soon as you take a check from Hollywood, it's over. You might as well die for all the attention they'll pay to anything you say or want. But I was still working on the script because I finally got it. It's not about any of those other things. It's about Ender and the soldiers he led. It is a leadership book. It's not like Marines can use it. It's a book that reflects all the true principles of leadership that work. Not in a business book kind of way, though I do recommend the writing of Patrick Lencioni, or Lencioni, I don't know whether he's Americanized his name. He's a terrific business writer who puts his religion in his books. I love knowing that he's a devout Catholic, and when he talks about time management, he builds in time to serve in church. But anyway, I recommend him for business books. That's not what Ender's Game is. But the reason the story worked is that readers of Ender's Game wanted to be in Ender's army. Not up in space in a battle room, They just wished that their boss was like Ender. They wished that their teacher was like Ender. They wished they had a friend like Ender Wiggin, or a sibling like Ender Wiggin, or a parent like Ender Wiggin, because the audience for the movie needed to see how Ender treated his soldiers, and only then would Ender be